Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello friends, we're from group 5. We will discuss about conversational analysis turn taking. Okay, turn taking refers to the process by which people in conversation decide who will to speak next. Once a topic is chosen and a conversation initiated, the methods of conversational turn-taking arise. Turn-taking deals with controlling and regulating the conversation by means the notion of interruption and overlaps are systematically occurred, which can be understood by the speakers due to the familiarity within cultural context. Jadi turn-taking itu adalah proses di mana orang-orang dalam percakapan itu memutuskan siapa yang akan berbicara selanjutnya. Jadi seperti giliran untuk berbicara. Next, turn-taking strategies refer to the ways how participants change and manage their roles when they become listener and speaker. Strategi dari turn-taking ini mengacu pada bagaimana partisipan mengubah dan mengatur peraturan dari ketika menjadi pendengar maupun pembicara. There are three types of taking strategies. The first is taking the turn. Taking the turn refers to how each participant or speakers has a chance and a turn to speak while doing conversation. And the second is holding the turn. Holding the turn carries out talking. It's about how the speakers wants to hold a chain, but they have difficulty in controlling and planning what the things have to say. Nah, the speakers need some device to help them in avoiding the breakdown and taking over the turn by using field pause or verbal fillers, silent pause, lexical repetition, and new starts. And then next is yielding the turns. Yielding the turn is how each participant or speakers is given a chance by the previous speakers to have a turn to speak. It means that the speaker becomes the listener for hearing the response.
Adjacency pairs. Adjacency pairs are pairs of U-turns in talk are often mutually dependent. They are considered to be an automatic sequences consisting of a first part and a second part. These parts are produced by the different participants in conversation. After the speaker utters the first part, the first speaker immediately expects his conversation partner to utter the second part of the pair. The most obvious example of adjacency parts are taking response, request acceptance, and question answer. In addition to opening sequences and greeting typically contain adjacency pairs. The following example illustrates. A. Congratulations on the new job, by the way. B. Oh, thanks. A. I have just passed my driving test. A. Thanks. If the second participant fails to provide the second part, there will be a kind of conversational disrupt. Thus, the adjacency pair are considered to be one of the factors that contribute to the flow of conversation. Consequently, there are more than one factor that help to accomplish smooth conversation in order to minimize the gap and overlap between the turn during an interaction. Those elements are turn-taking rule, turn-taking quest, and the organization of sequence.
Turn taking for conversation has two components. The first is turn constructional unit or TCU. This component simply shows that a turn is constructed of various syntactic unit types such as sentence, clauses, phrases, and single word, touch which a speaker may set out to construct a turn. For example of single word turns. What is your last name, Lorraine? Dennis. What? Dennis. They are, for example, of single phrase turns. I have one class in the evening. On Mondays. Example of single clauses turns. Ah, you been down here before, heavens? Yeah. Where the sidewalk is? Transition Relevance Pledge or TRP is the pledge at the end of TCU where a speaker change may occur and the turn passes to another speaker, thus keeping the progression of turn motion. That is to say, it is the transition point between the end of a turn and the beginning of other turn of other speaker. So, TRP makes it easy for each participant to recognize when he will be able to start or end the turn in each turn constructional unit. For example, do you want the red jacket or the blue one? This example shows that the speaker completes 2 TRP in the turn. After the speaker finishes the first TRP, no participant takes the turn, so the speaker continues speaking. Second component is turn allocation component. This component describes how turns are allocated among participants. Turn allocated divided into two groups. They are those in which next turn is allocated by current speakers selecting next speaker, and those in which next turn is allocated by self-selection. For example, Sarah, Ben, you want some? Ben, alright, I will have a Sarah. Bill, you want some? Bill, no. Here, Sarah as current speaker allocates the turn by the selection of next speaker. Ben in line 1 and in line 3, Sarah allocates her turn by self-selection. Thus, turn allocation component regulates turn change among participants and comprise a set of rules for the allocation of next speaker's turn in order to get smooth transition. Next is the set of facts in turn taking. Transition from one turn to a next with no gap and no overlap between them are common. Together with transition characterized by slight gap or slight overlap, they make the vast majority of transition. Turn order is not fixed but varies. Turn size is not fixed but varies. Length or conversation is not fixed nor specified in advance. What the parties say is not fixed nor specified in advance. Relative distribution of turn is not fixed nor specified in advance. Number of parties can change. Talk can be continuous or discontinuous.